What is going on, everybody? Project Rod right here, and it is time for Racing and Skills here in San Diego today to the last stop of the Stadium Series. Just a quick reminder, my Patreon, be sure to sign up if you'd like early access and exclusive access to content. But moving on to today's event, this is the current leaderboards. As you can see, Northern Nightmare still with that huge lead, a 21-point lead over Blue Thunder, who's in second place. Monster Dalmatian now down in third, but not too far off. This is the racing bracket for today. As you can see, Northern Nightmare, El Toro Loco, Zombie, and Mohawk Warrior all with the bye runs to round two for being our top four qualifiers. So let's go ahead and get today's event going with round one of racing. It's going to be Max D and Whiplash. Max D and Ethan Waters, Morales, TCS, and Whiplash, who is facing elimination with this event. Just slightly behind Monster Mutt, which could be dangerous. Which, I mean, she would just go down to the arena series, so, you know, I guess it's not too bad, but still she'd get kicked out of the Stadium Series, and it looks like she's not going to get too many points out of the racing bracket today, as I don't think she was able to cross the finish line legally. And yep, it's a disqualification. Max D and Ethan Waters will be moving on to round two to face Northern Nightmare. So very unfortunate for Whiplash. It's definitely going to make a big difference in the standings. As Avenger and Monster Dalmatian come out. Monster Dalmatian and April Summers. Oh, Avenger had a little bit of a hiccup. That might cost him the race. Monster Dalmatian might go over. No, she's able to keep it on all fours. Avenger, though, has some ground to cover, but he's going to wreck it. And it's going to cost him the race. So long as April Summers can cross the finish line legally, she will, and she will take the win. I was just about to say that she was the runner-up in last event in Oakland, but she's taking the win and moving on to round two. So, very interesting race. Back-to-back races where we got a disqualification or a DNF. So, it's all on the line. Everyone's going to throw it all out and let it all hang out, or whatever the saying is in this event, to get those points. Now, Blue Thunder and Monster Mutt making it pretty far last time around in Oakland. About the farthest he's ever made it. A little bit of a hiccup here, though, for Monster Mutt. Is he going to be able to save it? Yes, it might. No, yes, it is. He's going to be able to save it, but it's going to cost him the race so long as Blue Thunder crosses the finish line. Legally, there it is. Blue Thunder with the win. Monster Mutt going to go ahead and finish it just to get a time. There it is. Blue Thunder, your winner last time around in Oakland, but he is going on to round two. Monster Mutt, another truck that's facing elimination, should get more points than Whiplash at the end of the race. However, it's still going to be close. So moving on to our next and final race of round one, it's going to be Gravedigger versus Bakugan. Gravedigger for a while there was actually really up there in the standings. He looked like he was a pretty good contender to take this all, but you know, it's just stuff happens as he goes a little bit over the course that may cost him the race. And it looks like it is as Bakugan crosses the finish line perfectly. Gravedigger into some more trouble here as he's flipping, but Bakugan ultimately with the win, a 25-second lap time. So fastest lap we've seen yet. Here's where the racing bracket is. Northern Nightmare versus Max D, Dalmatian versus Toro, Zombie versus Blue Thunder, and Bakugan versus Mohawk Warrior. This is interesting, though, because if Monster Mutt Dalmatian... actually, no. Never mind, I'm looking at the bracket wrong. They may not face each other, Dalmatian and Blue Thunder. They may not face each other in the semifinals. But it's a possibility we can see them in the finals, so we're just going to have to wait and see, as Northern Nightmare and Max D are out and going for it. Northern Nightmare, again, with that 21-point lead in the standings. Everybody on Instagram, I put a poll on Instagram, and everybody voted that Northern Nightmare, or not everybody, but the majority voted that Northern Nightmare would be the winner. But not in racing, at least. Max D crossing the finish line and taking the win. Northern Nightmare, not sure what happened there, but he just didn't have it right now. He was our fastest qualifier, and he is knocked out. So, Monster Mutt Dalmatian has a chance, and Blue Thunder both have a chance to get a lot of points here and close the gap, so long as they can keep moving forward on the bracket. But here we go, Monster Mutt Dalmatian and El Toro, both a clean start. But I may have spoke too soon, as they both kind of had a little bit of a hiccup. El Toro Loco had more, though. He's losing it. And it's probably going to cost him the race. He's trying to power it out, and he's able to stay on all fours. And here comes April Summers soaring through the finish line legally to finish the race. And a little bit of a trouble towards the end there, but she's going to take the win and move on to the semifinals. Now, if Blue Thunder wins this and moves to the semifinals and makes it to the finals, we're going to have a repeat of the final race in Oakland. However, if not, if Zombie makes it and makes it to the finals, we're going to have a repeat of Atlanta finals where it was Monster Dalmatian and Zombie. So, very interesting to see what happens here. Zombie, though, a little bit of a hiccup. It's going to cost him a little bit of time. So long as Blue Thunder can stay legally within the lines and have no hiccups, he should be good. And there it is, Blue Thunder's win over Zombie. There are the times, but it was pretty obvious who took that win there. As we move on to the last race of round 2, Mohawk Warrior versus Bakugan. Now, Mohawk Warrior just about tying about the furthest he's ever made it. He could make it to the semifinals, and that would probably be the furthest. But once again, he's been in a hiccup. A little bit of a mistake there for Mohawk Warrior. An awkward landing is going to cost him the race. Bakugan just has to stay within the lines. And he may have taken the jump a little too awkwardly. I don't think he crossed the finish line legally. The race is going to go to Mohawk Warrior. Waiting for the official result here, and there it is, a disqualification for Bakugan. He had the advantage, he was there, but the jump was awkward, and he landed outside of the lines, outside of the finish line. So, Mohawk Warrior getting an easy win and moving on to the semifinals versus Blue Thunder. But first, it's going to be Max D versus Monster Dalmatian to see he moves on to the final round. Now, Monster Dalmatian has made it here plenty of times. She's a 2-time racing winner so far this season. I'm sure she'd love to make it 3. Max D still looking for his first racing win of the season. So it all comes down to this. Max D hitting the jump wrong. That's going to be a disqualification. He was not within the lines. He's losing it. So long as Monster Dalmatian stays legally within the lines, she'll take the win. Almost cut it too short there. And there it is. A very easy win for Monster Dalmatian, Ethan Waters, and Max D getting that DNF and not being able to finish the race. This is crazy. So Monster Dalmatian moving to the finals once again to look for her 3rd win of the season. And Blue Thunder is facing Mohawk Warrior right now. Mohawk Warrior trying to make it to the finals for the first time this season. Blue Thunder, I'm sure he'd love to go for his 3rd win as well. Blue Thunder and Monster Dalmatian are currently tied in terms of wins overall, racing wins this season. And it looks like Blue Thunder should have the advantage. There it is. And we're going to have a rematch. 25.81 for Blue Thunder. We are going to have a rematch of the final race in Oakland. It's going to be Monster Dalmatian and April Summers, who was our slowest qualifier due to a DNF and a DSQ in qualifying, and Blue Thunder, who was 6th. So, this is it. This is for all the bragging rights. Who's going to end up with the most racing wins this season? Is Monster Dalmatian and April Summers going to take back the win that she lost in Oakland? It all comes down to this. Let's sit down and watch what's going to happen. Dalmatian looks like she has a bit of an advantage. Blue Thunder with a little bit of a hiccup. April Summers is going to take it as long as she can get a clean win. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Monster Dalmatian has taken the win. Blue Thunder flipping across the finish line after the race, but it doesn't matter. Monster Dalmatian and April Summers is your winner for today here in San Diego once again, 3 times this season. So she is the racing queen of season 1 of the Monster Jam Steel Titans 2 sign-up series, stadium series. That's a really long name. I need to work on that. But this is your bracket after all that. It was a very exciting race. As you can see, the gap is now closing. It is now a, 18-point lead that Northern Nightmare has. So, still not a closer gap, but Every little bit counts. Let's go ahead and move on to skills as Whiplash comes out and Morales TCS, again, looking to stay out of elimination and going down to the Arena Series. A little bit of a hiccup there, but able to keep it on all fours. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Whiplash had a pretty good score last time around in Oakland. She was third with a 9.288. I believe she had a front flip, if I'm not mistaken. So, let's see what she can pull off here. She has one more attempt. And not enough ground to get that front flip. I'm sure that's what she was going for. A little bit of a bicycle there, and she's going to pop it up for a stoppy moonwalk. Just barely. I don't think it's going to score that high, but still should get a good score. Let's see what it's going to be. A 7.360 from the judges. So that is the score to beat currently as Monster Mutt comes out. Monster Mutt wanting to extend that gap between himself and Whiplash. Wants to stay in the Stadium Series and not get demoted to the Arena Series. So got that first attempt. Let's see what he's going to go for the second one. 7.360 is the score to beat. Not sure what he's going for here. He's kind of a little bit everywhere. There. Okay, I see what he's doing now. He's going to go for Dalmatian and Toro signature move. He is. That reverse flip. Perfectly executed. That was very nice. And an 8.587 from the judges. So we have a new leader. That was very impressive and a great execution by Monster Mutt. So right there, right then and there, that shows you he will get more points than Whiplash out of this and should be able to extend that gap. Mohawk Warrior now the winner in Oakland. Oh, the Oakland Skills Challenge now coming out. First attempt in the books. Let's see what the second one will be. Going for a straight wheelie here on one wheel, back on all two, and pumping the brakes before the wall into a moonwalk. So a beautiful combo there. I thought he was going to try to run it all the way back to that jump and just say, Jesus, take the wheel. Let's see what happens. But cut it short. Let's see what the scores are going to be. And a 9.2. So another, once again, we have a new leader once again. Very nicely done by Mohawk Warrior. Looking to get another skills win. Zombie coming out with a bicycle, slamming into the container and saving it ultimately. Haven't seen many bicycles lately. I don't know if it's just hard to, something they just want to stay away from or what, but it's nice to see it once again. Let's see what his second attempt will be here. Pop it into a stoppie. Is he going to moonwalk it over? He is, and unfortunately had too much momentum going, and it landed him on all fours, so I don't think that's going to score too well with the judges. Let's see what they think. And a 3.453, very unfortunate for Zombie. I'm sure that's not the way he wanted to go. As Avenger comes out with a huge sky wheelie, tearing off the body, flipping it forward, somersaulting it forward, into a wheelie. Very good attempt, or very good, attempt, I guess. That was impressive, I guess. I'm over here stumbling over my words. Let's see what he's going to do. Another big sky wheelie, and he's flipping it backwards. Had so much momentum, he flipped it backwards. That was really impressive. And a 9.859 from the judges. They really loved his attempt there. So we have a new leader and a very good lead indeed as El Toro Loco comes out. Nice stoppie. He's going to go for the back flip. Yes, beautifully done into a wheelie. Perfect combination there. That should score well. Now it all comes down to what his second attempt is going to be. Let's see. Is he going to go for some donuts? Yep, donuts into some cyclones. There it is. Wilding out. He's going to lose it into a wheelie. No, he was able to save it getting into a wheelie. A little bit of a bicycle there too. So, I don't know. Avengers was very impressive. I really liked Avengers, but let's see. It's going to be close. 9.881, so he's going to take the lead just like that. Very interesting first half. El Toro Loco taking the lead with a 9.881. Avenger 9.859, just barely short. Mohawk a 9.2. Mutt 8.587. Whiplash 7.360. And Zombie with that unfortunate 3.453, I believe. I don't remember. I'm sorry. Moving on to Bakugan, huge sky wheelie and stomping the brakes into a stoppie. Good execution. Trying to go for that big Avenger air and sky wheelie. Another one. Awkward landing though. How is he going to combo this? He's not. That's the thing. He wasn't able to. Here comes the score, a 5.821. So a quick outing for Bakugan and not the result he wanted. Max D and Ethan Waters now coming out. I'm sure he's very upset over his racing performance. That little bit of a hiccup he had that sent him soaring and twisting all in the air cost him the race, I'm sure. Oh. I don't even know what to call that. I think he was trying to go for that reverse flip there, but instead he was sent flying over a reverse somersault, I guess. I don't want to call it a backflip, and into a moonwalk. So nicely done. Stoppie into a bicycle, or bicycle into a stoppie, but he ran out of room and had to pump the brakes. So we'll see how that's going to affect his score. His first attempt should be the one that gives him a good score, but let's see, a 9.7 all across the board, 9.777, so good enough for third place at the moment. Great attempt by Max D and Ethan Waters as Tom Holland, Spider-Man, and Gravedigger come out. Didn't get the traction that he wanted there. So, not the best attempt. He has one more to go, though. He can wow the crowd and wow the judges with his next one. So, we're just going to have to wait and see. Excuse me. He's going to get a wheelie. Wheelie on one wheel. Oh, trouble here. What is even that? Oh, man. What was that? That was impressive. 6.327. I was just about to say, I'm wondering what the judges are going to think of that. That was actually very impressive. That's not okay. He should have gotten a better score for that as Blue Thunder comes out with his first attempt, trying to get some more points and lessen that lead. But back to Gravedigger. That was unfortunate. I mean, I know one move should have won the whole thing, but it should have been more than what they gave him. So, very unfortunate. It is what it is. I just spoiled Blue Thunder's run by talking about Gravedigger. I apologize, but an 8.609 for Blue Thunder. As Monster Mutt Dalmatian comes out, fresh off her racing win, her third of the season. April Summers looking to lessen the gap. She was second, I believe, in the poll for potential winners of the season, and a beautiful attempt of the reverse flip. Nailed it. Now let's see what her second attempt is going to be. Ooh, I thought she was going to go for like a wheelie or something there. A bicycle. So, no. Oh, man. She ran out of room. I'm sure she wanted to pump the brakes and try to get it into a stoppie and then combo it into a moonwalk. But she just didn't get the right traction and she ran out of space. So, let's see what the scores are going to be. An 8.694 for Monster Mutt. Not enough to take the lead. Monster Mutt Dalmatian, excuse me. As Northern Nightmare comes out, your current leader. And he's in a comfortable spot. If he can get a good skills attempt here, he will be good. And might even take the win without Freestyle having to be a part of it. So, not a bad first attempt. Let's see what the second one's going to be. Wheelie, somersault forward into a moonwalk. Beautiful combination. How far is he going to ride it? He's going to ride it. You're running out of room. Oh, and a reverse flip off the container, off the side of the container. That should be close. A 9.779. I believe that's only good enough for third place. So El Toro Loco is going to take the win for skills today. But I'm interested to see the standings now. Because if I'm not mistaken, Northern Nightmare, he has to have the win already. Just like Alien Invasion in the Arena Series, he has to have the win. Here is the breakdown. Dalmatian and Blue Thunder were in 6th and 7th place. And there it is. A 22-point lead for Northern Nightmare Freestyle will not matter for that. He's won. It's it. The only thing to keep an eye on now is Monster Moon and Whiplash on who's going to get eliminated, but there it is. So, craziness. Freestyle is up next. Once again, don't forget to check out my Patreon. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in Freestyle.